Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop. We'll have Ron and our special guest, Mr. Mike Myers, on in a second. Bishop, what's good with you, man?
WGO, WGO. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing on this Friday? The weekend is upon us. And not
Yeah.
only is the weekend upon us, but it's Friday, and y'all know what's about to take place this Sunday.
Uh-huh.
So, we about to have a whole bunch of tomfoolery today when it comes to this man across the screen from me, Mr.
I'm
Trey.
picking. What
But I
y'all
hope,
picking?
but I hope y'all are enjoying y'all day. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all, man. It's Friday, man. Fall in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, of course, like I say, you know what I'm saying, we're going to have a good old day. Of course, we're going to start off. We're going to do things a little bit different this time around. We're going to go ahead and start off with some basketball because we have a very special guest today. Army representing, you know what I'm saying? So there's no bias. It is, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. That's basically what it comes down to. Been pushing the line for the soldier athlete through the military and in basketball, but you know what I'm saying? We don't got to do too much talking. We'll go ahead and let him introduce himself and speak on it. Hey, Mr. Mike Myers, NBA Commissioner. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how are you guys doing? It's a great morning. Great
Yes,
morning.
sir.
It's Friday. It's the weekend.
It is. It is. That it is.
So, I keep on saying Mister Major. So, sir, go ahead and tell us a little
You
about.
just call me Mike, man. Everybody
All right,
calls
sir,
me
no
Mike,
problem.
man.
What's going on, Key? Good morning. Good
What's
morning.
going on? Good morning, Key.
So, go ahead, sir. Tell those that's listening, that's on now, a little bit about the MBA.
So the NBA is a fantastic organization. It's actually a concept that me and another retired first sergeant came up with on the way back from a tournament.
Mm,
Talked all the way into the wee hours of the night about how we could, make military basketball a little bit better and put some, kind of mimic what the NBA was doing. And First Sergeant Acevedo and I, came up with this idea about doing another tournament, and then we brought in our other partner, a guy that I was deployed with and actually used to play basketball, Jason LaFasciano, and he's the conference guy. So the three of us kind of came together. We're like, how do we make basketball great again? If that makes sense,
hmm
And so, we all stay in our different lanes. Ace is really the guy for the tournaments, and he came on as a deputy commissioner, and then Jason founded this great conference and grew it from 8 teams to like 16 teams, almost 17 teams. And so he really deals with the regional actions in the conference, and he's a conference commissioner for 3 conferences. And what I do is I do the stuff in the back. I work with
Good
marketing.
morning, sir.
I try to push us out there with the NBA. Right now, I'm on a project to try and align some of our teams with national basketball teams, and then just get the message out because I was deployed in 2007 and came back, a combat veteran, came back and couldn't play basketball like I used to play competitively, and so I started coaching. And what I found was that if you're coaching basketball, you're a part of a team, and that's how you stay resilient. And we see the high numbers with the suicide rates and the
mm,
behavioral health challenges within the veteran community. And so what I tried to do was make sure that basketball was a means to reach people. I preach this theme of life through basketball, and that's basically soldiers, veterans, sailors, Marines, and you see who are Coast Guard, you know, um, and airmen. Basically choosing life through basketball, and so that's kind of the NBA. It's been a great ride. We had one finals here in Colorado Springs, which was awesome, 16 teams, and then flash forward to 2019, 24 teams. Um,
mm.
here at the Air Force Academy, and then last year, probably the best showing that we've ever had. We had 22 teams here. We were at Metro State University. It's a blast. I mean, it's the best military basketball tournament in the world, and we pride ourselves in it. And there's about 6 of us that are really hard as volunteers, and then the rest is our coaches. Our coaches are phenomenal volunteers. They're in the trenches every day, just like I am, with their teams, and it's pretty awesome. I love it. So, and I'm really glad Fort Polk is back in the mix, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They actually went and did a little damage this last weekend. I'm
They
proud of
did.
them
They
guys.
did.
Yeah.
They did. I was really proud. Deontay Claiborne used to play for me. Um,
Uh-huh.
he was a player of mine in Korea, and there's been very few teams, if any, that have swept the peninsula. And
Mm-hmm.
the team I had with Tay on it was phenomenal, and we ended up winning everything over there for a whole year, which is hard to do. So
Well, hopefully he brings that good fortune and continue to have that good fortune here down in the bayou. I gotta
yeah,
claim it while I'm here. You gotta claim it
yeah,
while I'm
yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So sorry, you say that so it spans the MBA spans across just not the United States. It's just about anywhere. It could be anywhere in which soldiers, airmen, sailors, or
Marines,
Marines
Coast
are.
Guard, yeah.
Roger that. So all the anywhere in which they're stationed for the most part.
That's correct. 54 teams and over 700 athletes. So we're talking about, there's about 6 teams in Korea. We'll probably try to expand to the Pacific next year. There's 12 to 14 teams in Germany and in Europe. And each of those places has a figurehead, an actual volunteer deputy NBA commissioner for Korea is Coach Anthony Crawford. And then our NBA commissioner in Europe is Coach Theodis Green, who basically has lived in Europe for forever. And he's a legend over there. So there's just a lot. We're getting more and more organized, but over 700 athletes. So if you think of any military community here stateside, there's most likely a military basketball team that is aligned with it or associated with it, either through MWR or they're just a volunteer private organization on their own.
Okay. So, Mr. Mike, are there any? I know you're the commissioner, and you have to be unbiased. But are there any? All while the NBA has been in existing, is there anyone right now that's still playing that you say is like a dynasty?
A dynasty, a team? No,
Yes.
no.
No organization.
So back when I was coaching, I would say Fort Hood was a dynasty from 2015 to 2016. That's
I
the
would believe it.
closest team I've coached that would have been a dynasty. Tinker Air Force Base or OKCMB. They had a dynasty from 2013 to 2014. They just didn't win nationals, but they were a pretty pure team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your dynasty teams are kind of going away because anybody can get it. Anybody can win it. You can't stack your teams in the NBA. You can't fly players in from all around the world and make a super team, like a former all armed forces team or something like that, and then go, beat up on, these installations, because that's just, we don't allow that. So your base team,
Keep the correct integrity of the competition.
you have to keep it. You have to keep the integrity. So it's hard. I mean, we've had 3 different NBA champions over the last 4 years. So Fort Sam was the first one. Out of nowhere, Jacksonville. Jacksonville came out of nowhere. NES Jacksonville came out of nowhere, and they won it. And then last year, Luke Air Force Base got hot and pulled out some really close games. And then they won it. So who knows who it's going to be? But everyone wants it. Everybody wants to fight for that title.
So I know, Bishop, you was down at the MG 33 tournament, military tournament. And Mike was there, of course. He coached one of the teams.
Right.
So I was asking the Marines. I heard the Marines was a problem.
The Marines was a good team, man. They had a nice little squad out there, man. They fundamentals of basketball was impressive. The boys they balled out, but I mean all the teams was out. OKC had a team out there was real decent. Like I said, the Marines. There was a couple of Air Force teams. There was I saw Fort Polk play.
Oh, I was about to say I know what you're not going to do is sit on this stream and not mention Fort Polk in the conversation.
Fort Polk wasn't like that though. Don't get it twisted. Don't jump out your seat for Fort Polk. The game I seen them play, they lost. As a matter of fact, so
well, they played the Marines, didn't they?
Yeah. I heard I thought they lost
Marines for a little bit. For a little bit, they were hanging with the Marines. I know I walked in and I was like, "Whoa!" I was shocked.
Yeah. What up, Calvin? But it was a good tournament, man. Like I said, when I came back, man, I was impressed by, first of all, like I said, the gymnasium in which they was playing in. Never been to a high school that had a gymnasium like that. We didn't grow up with like stuff like that. We didn't. And to have like 6 gymnasiums in one school, like that was unheard of for me. But anywho, the talent level, man, like we were speaking with Kim, the talent level, man, is phenomenal. It's so competitive. A lot of people probably don't even realize how competitive and how talented these soldier athletes are, man. It's some high flyers, there's some shoot you out the gym type guys, man. Some fundamental basketball passing. You see a little bit everything you see on the NBA, you see in the NBA. So I mean, it's fun to watch. I truly enjoyed myself to go down there and participate and helps support, as well as get some community service in as well. So it was a great time, man. I did see Mike. I don't know if he remembers seeing me or not, but I did see him. I walked by him a few times, and I seen him and Kim. They ripping and running both ways. One was going, the other was going the opposite way. They dap each other up in passing and keep it moving. You know
that little nod, like what it is.
Like, hey, we got this. We got to keep going. We got stuff to do. But my thing for you though, Mr. Myers, is, sir, I want to know is, like, I heard you say like they can, a lot of these teams can't build super teams like they doing in the NBA. But have you ever witnessed or heard of or saw someone move from one duty station to another duty station just to be on a certain team, or try and get, a certain duty station so they can play with certain guys?
Yes.
I've seen it.
I figured
they try to build big threes.
I figured
people have PCS here to Colorado. Oh, by the way, Colorado military basketball has a team. They had a pretty good team, Okay. And I'm my brother's keeper, but
yeah.
They I'm not going to sit back and say that they didn't stand out. The Marines got it by 9.
They did. They did. I forgot about them. They did have nice. That's the first game I watched, actually, was Colorado and them play.
Yeah, we kind of got off to a rough start, but we ended up finishing pretty well in that tournament. But I will tell you, yes, I mean, it depends on the coach. People have PCS just because of a coach. They like, I know this coach is here. I know what kind of program he's going to run. This aligns with my military career, and so I want to go play for said coach.
It's funny how strategy come into that whole military trains we got, like, hey, strategically let me see it move across the board. So let me ask this question. I actually was about to go into some NBA, but it's something that y'all both said that made me think about this. So let me ask this question. So do you think, based upon that military aspect at which we speak of, the discipline and stuff correlates to on the court to where you have a better sort of gameplay? Not saying like everyone competes the same way, but for the most part, a situation to where, because things that we gone through in our career creates a different environment as opposed to semi-pro or anything like that.
Absolutely. I mean, I can honestly tell you, my approach to every game, from the time I was a captain at Fort Riley, I approached it like it was a mission, like it was an operation. We had timelines, distinct timelines. We moved out the way we moved logistically. We had everything planned, and then it translated onto the court, because you're going to get hit with different things on the court. You get a team goes on a run, that's you getting hit in the face, and smacked in the mouth, and so you have to respond. And so, much like our leaders do, when they're in actual combat situations, you're going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to stay resilient, stay focused on it. That's not just true in combat or in
Mm-hmm.
basketball, but that's true in life.
General life, yeah.
That's right. And so, we even in this last tournament, you saw the resiliency stories that came out about
Oh
Joe.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
So, and for him to come back, I mean, that touched a lot of us because we were like, we can remember where we were when that incident happened,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to stay resilient and come back like that, I mean, that's a testament to everybody who serves. So, we're proud of that, and it does translate, man. It's just life through basketball is something that is really, really cool, and I'm just proud of our coaches and our athletes because there's nobody better at doing this, and we're the only military basketball association in the world.
Mm-hmm. Which is a great kudos. So, and I did hear about the resiliency award, and like a couple of my fraternal brothers and Kim and everything got on, and it's like it wasn't a dry eye in the house and stuff. And then I spoke to Kim about it. She sent me the write up in what she did. I took a look at it. I was like, wow. So I'm saying definitely one thing. So, sir, Mike, who do you ride with when it comes down to NBA and NFL? If I could ask that question.
Okay, so true
Oh,
story.
here we go. Hold up. See, there we go.
It
You see
sounds
how
like
he
it's about
started
to,
out?
yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's about to be some nonsense. It
So
sounds like it's about to be some nonsense.
before the Ravens had a team,
Uh-huh.
right? I was a diehard Washington Redskins fan.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was 1987. Maybe I'm dating myself, but Doug Williams wins the Super Bowl.
Mm.
So, but then when Baltimore got a team, I was a Ravens fan, and I've been rocking with them ever since.
Okay, the Ravens. Okay. And basketball, sir?
Just straight Lakers.
Okay. Let's go.
The room, my Laker room is over there. So
Oh, okay,
Don't
that's
be that
what I'm
person,
talking
Mr.
about, sir.
Myers.
Let's go.
Don't
Let's
be
go.
that person, Mr. Myers. Don't be
Let's
that
go.
person, man.
Let's go. And so he already understands when we get ready to talk about dynasties because of course we want to talk about the gameplay from last night that has two dynasties, the most up and current dynasty that in the Golden State Warriors, and then the one in our Los Angeles Lakers team.
Didn't the Lakers
So
lose last night?
we're
Okay,
not
don't
going
worry,
there.
I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah, it's old stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was a little over 24 hours ago. What's good, Ron? What's going on, fam? What's good with you, man?
Hey, fellas, how y'all
Ron is in
doing?
the building, man. What's up,
Yes,
Ron?
yes. So, of course, like we were just talking about, the Lakers did play last night, in which we thought was going to be an easy game. LeBron
You
did
told me
not play.
LeBron was going to be playing. I thought
I
all
thought
three of
he
them
was.
were
He
going to be
had the
playing.
sore
That's the
knee.
only reason why I
Yeah.
picked him.
Oh, so now you trying to say,
That's
you
the
know
only reason
what?
why I picked him. That's
See,
the honest God truth. Because I thought it was going to be LeBron. I thought it was going to be LeBron and AD. I mean, AD. I thought them two was going. And AD can't do it by itself, and we know what Russ ain't doing. So I mean, it is what it is.
So like I said, if you stick with what you I'm picking mindset, you ain't gotta even worry about it. But you know what I'm saying? That's more to come. So of course, like I was saying, the Los Angeles Lakers did travel to Philadelphia, take on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Took that L.
Yes, unfortunately, we did take an L. LA lost 87 to 105. LA, of course, was led by Anthony Davis, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 assist. Westbrook, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. The 76ers, no one other than Embiid, 21 points, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 to 6, helped out by Tobias Harris, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Phoenix was able to come out victorious. Sir, you're on here. What do you think about the project with Russ going home and playing? Have you ain't broke no TVs or nothing yet, have you yet?
Look, I've had some it's been an experiment all year with Lakers, man. And so everybody was like, hey, from jump, I was like, I thought the acquiring Russell Westbrook was going to be problematic because you have two ball dominant people on the same team. And so, Russ by himself on his own devices, I mean, he's a triple double. He's a walking double. But when you take that ball dominance away, there's something, it becomes a problem. So, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have talent. It just takes one thing to make it click. Like you can and that's what I think all of us Laker fans are waiting for.
It's
Is
that click.
at
It's that
some
switch
point
on.
in time they're going to start playing well together, and then you got to watch out, because if they get hot in about a month and they win 10, 12, 13 games straight, then they're the team nobody wants to face coming down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what LeBron can do, man. I mean, I'm not necessarily, I'm a Kobe fan. I've always loved Kobe Bryant. I'm gonna miss him, but LeBron has shown that he can carry a team for weeks, and that's what we're talking about. And so you let him get healthy. AD's back. Russ is back. That's a lot of talent on one team.
Mm-hmm. I sentiments exactly. Ron, what did you think about the game last night? Did you for instance, I'm not going to even lie, I thought it was going to be an opportunity for us to keep a couple of games above 500 for a little bit. This 500, this mediocreness in which we're seeing, I don't prefer to be too much care for it. But Ron, did you think that what happened? Do you think what happened is what you thought was going to happen, or were you surprised with Philly getting the win?
What happened was what I thought was going to happen.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You know what time it is. Embiid put them paws on the whole Lakers organization last night. It was a pretty rough game. It was double digits pretty much the whole time through. But what I did like is Anthony Davis kept up with Embiid and really was the only Laker that did anything against him. And he actually slowed him down. He didn't get 30 points, so his streak ended, which was pretty disappointing as a Sixers fan. He was 15 or some straight 30-point games. But I did like what I saw from Anthony Davis, and he actually led the game in scoring on first game back, right?
Yes, his first game
Yeah.
back. No, second game.
That was the second game.
He can't. Yeah. Of course, Bishop knows because he knows what we did to them.
Yeah. That was the second game.
I think they got Brooklyn this weekend, if I'm correct. So, no, that was the past game, the one he came back. So yeah. They won that
game.
Yeah.
I mean, don't act like. Hold on. What we not gonna do is,
hey, hold on. Before
we're
you
not gonna act
that,
like we're not gonna act like Brooklyn didn't have their big three. We did not win.
And we didn't have LeBron last night,
and y'all lost.
And y'all lost too.
A win is a win.
Oh, here we go. So Mr. Myers is one of them type people. Oh, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Okay, I got you.
Look, the Marines.
I believe we will over 500.
The Marines beat us. The Marines beat us at the tournament, and I, I'm not going to say who I didn't have.
Okay, yes.
They
talk
won.
Talk to him, Mike. Talk to
him. And we beat a couple teams too, and some of that there's just no excuse for. I mean, we shouldn't have won, but we ended up eking it out. A win is a win. I mean, if I win by a half a point, I'm happy. It's a win.
I'm so with you on that. I totally agree. A win is a win. I'm totally with you. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I did watch that game last night, and not Embiid. AD. He played a pretty decent game to be his second game back. I will say that. But I'm definitely like Ron. What was expected is what happened. I did, especially with LeBron not being in the game. What exactly expected happened, the 76ers, put it on y'all, which I did pick the Lakers, but again, I only picked the Lakers because I thought LeBron was playing. But yeah, man, I'm curious to see, like Coach Myers and Commissioner Myers is saying, I'm curious to see how they're gonna bounce back from this All-Star break. Like I've said all season, a lot of teams, it's a whole new season once All-Star break is over. The season pretty much starts over.
Totally agree.
Yeah, bounce back fine.
You think they're gonna bounce back fine, or are they gonna come back just like they left?
It's the Lakers.
Oh,
what are we talking about?
Here we go. It's the Lakers.
Clearly,
they're going to make that Laker run.
Switch, and I'm positive LeBron and Anthony Davis has it, and they both are healthy.
So you know what?
Clearly, the best teams out west.
It's not even for me. It's not even the LeBron and Anthony Davis. I'm waiting to see Russ flip the switch. LeBron and AD
That's who
going
y'all
to do
need.
them.
That's who y'all need to flip the switch. That's the whole thing. That's why the Lakers aren't what the Lakers are right now. Is because the switch that Russell has is locked on. Is locked on down. It's off right now. That switch is.
I'm just trying to tell you, Bishop. LeBron and Anthony Davis. It don't matter who the other 3 players are. It's the Lakers. Come on.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Man. Hey, you know, if you what you want to see happen is, you know, put together 2 or 3 games, and then that becomes 6 to 7 games. Now you're on a 6-7 game win streak, and they're sitting in the 8th spot, I think, right now. So, so after the All-Star break, they're gonna after the All-Star break, they'll start moving up, and they will become the team you don't want to play. I said it right here. It's what
that's how you do it, sir. January 28th, 9:29 and 7 seconds and counting.
Yeah, he said first formation. I mean, that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people want to see consistency from the LA Lakers, man. That's one thing. Y'all will win a couple of games, and then all of a sudden y'all go on a huge losing streak, and then they'll be like, "What's going on?" The Lakers, well, you don't have LeBron, or you do have LeBron and don't have AD, or you have AD and don't have Westbrook, or that's what people want to see. Everybody wants to see the Lakers with all big three on the court and then running the table. Can that happen though? Is the question. I feel like the common denominator in that is Russell Westbrook. He is not the fit for the Lakers, bro. He's not the dude. He's not. And I feel like, this is my personal opinion, of course, I feel like after the All-Star break, Russell may click on the switch, but he's not going to click it on the way y'all think he is. That's my personal opinion. I just don't see him. He looks awkward out there. He looks awkward on the floor with them. He does.
But you know, that part is true. But what you have to understand is that basketball is about chemistry.
Facts.
And when you have injuries, and you have a person that, you know, you haven't gotten a chance to play together to kind of figure things out, it's going to be a problem. And the bottom line is that you know, in '95, they said that Rodman wasn't going to be a good fit with the Bulls. You know. They said that, you know, his distractions, the way he played, he basically gives them nothing. The triangle offense is predicated on having a very good passing IQ big man. And they didn't think Rodman was a fit. And, you know, people can argue, but that's the greatest team that's ever played the game. You look at 95 Houston Rockets, they struggled. They were the defending champions. They came into they won the NBA championship with one of the worst records in NBA history. And so, you know, we can sit back in time, but at some point in time, winning takes over, and champions, you know, it's like you said, you can't underestimate the heart of a champion. And I believe that they'll figure it out and get it together. That's just the truth. That's what I think.
And like he was just saying, Bishop, when that, I think at the point in which Russ flips it on, is going to be a situation in where AD and LeBron going to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Do you? And then it's going to, but like Mike just said, that the chemistry, and we talk about chemistry, that could be
everything
in anything, like any sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball,
any team sport, you need chemistry.
Chemistry in your office. Think about when you think about when we was on shift and you got the meld of a perfect, you know what I'm saying, when we used to have, what was it, C shift?
Yeah,
we had C shift, like
C
shift, like the best thing ever that came to Freeman Dining
Facility. Because the dining facility manager always, when we had those special meals, you know, the dining facility manager always would make it where that shift, that was a good shift. That shift was the shift that was going to be going to be on for that time to make that special meal.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Who picked the Giants to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Nobody.
True that.
Nobody.
Who picked it? Nobody picked the Giants to beat the Patriots.
Nope.
Right? Who picked the Rockets to beat the Orlando Magic in the NBA Finals in '94 and '95? Right. We talking about a young Shaq,
right? Penny,
a young Penny, a young Dennis Scott,
yep,
young Dennis and Nick Anderson,
Nick Anderson, yeah.
Horace Grant.
Horace Grant, yep. I was about to say, yep.
I mean, they had a squad, and they got. Oh, somebody said I did. Hey, I power to you. Hey, I did too. I wanted the Giants.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
I wanted the Giants to beat the Patriots, but I didn't. I was just like, man. I mean, you know, that doggone Tom Brady, he just do his thing. So, but Eli has something for him, and he's basically the Patriot killer.
Hey, but hold on, Mike. Before you say that, right? I mean, when you said what you said right now, but all you doing right now is giving Trey fuel to the fire for these bum 49ers. Now you've given him even more hope because you done gave him the story. So now he feels like they finna be the Cinderella team coming out of the NFL to win the Super Bowl. Don't do that, Mike. Don't. You already know, Ron.
Who's left? It's the 49ers,
the Rams, the Chiefs. Ooh. As you can see behind me, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bengals.
Man.
Yeah. So of course the 49ers are
the 49ers and the Rams. You know, that's an old rivalry.
Yes, it goes back. It dates back.
We talking what's it, Jim Everett? Is that his name?
Wow, yeah, Jim Everett.
It dates back. I was watching it yesterday. They were talking about Joe Montana versus the Rams and all of that. When
he was the Ram killer, though.
Yes. And I will say this. Being that I did watch that story yesterday about Joe Montana.
Okay.
He is.
Go ahead.
He
was the GOAT before. He
might have to be the GOAT, man. He might have to be the GOAT, man. He might have to be the GOAT.
I mean, it's a different era.
Yeah,
that's what I say is it was a different era. But I mean, Tom Brady is like
the current.
I couldn't stand Tom Brady, man. But when
after what he did to Atlanta,
when he did that to what he did in the Super Bowl to Atlanta,
that part.
Okay, I believe.
And I'm so with Commissioner Meyers, man. When it comes to Tom Brady, so many people want to hate him, but when he does what he does, and then he left the dynasty, and as soon as he leaves the dynasty, he goes to Tampa Bay and wins another one. That's GOAT status, bro. That solidified him as really being the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? That solidified him as really being the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, but if you ask me, the Rams versus the 49ers, ooh, man.
Who would you pick?
That's who do I pick? I don't know, man.
Matter of fact, think of that for a second. So I'm gonna make sure that we get to that in a second when we get to the NFL. So of course, last night, one of the game last night was the Golden State Warriors. They faced off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. As the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing their thing, kind of moving up holding their own. However, they wasn't able to hold their own as to that distinction. They end up losing 124 to 115. The Timberwolves, of course, was led by Karl Anthony Towns, the Big Cat, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 27 points from the last year's rookie Anthony Edwards, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. The Warriors, led by Steph Curry, of course, Klay Thompson, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. With 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jordan Poole, 19 points, and Wiggins, 19 points. So, like we was talking about dynasties here and there, although they don't have the same players exactly from their previous dynasties, the Warriors are. Do y'all believe they are still a problem?
Y'all better act like y'all better put some respect on their name, bro. Y'all better put when Klay is about to be back. Klay ain't all the way back yet. When Klay get back, and Draymond come back, best believe, bro. Best believe, them boys is finna break. And if Steph gets out of this shooting slump, and that's an if because he is in one of the worst shooting slumps he's been in. If he can get out of this shooting slump after this All-Star break. Y'all talking about bang, bang. I'm talking about pow, pow. I'm just letting y'all know, man. Them boys finna bring it.
Lakers in 4, Bishop.
The disrespect.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
You should have seen Mike's eyebrows.
The disrespect, bro.
You should have seen Mike's eyebrows. He was like,
I know he was like,
wait, what?
I'm not gonna say that.
He had that.
Bro.
He had that look with like old girl had with Kanye West said the president don't like black people.
Hey,
my goodness.
Because if I think Golden State's number 1 out west, right?
Number 2.
Phoenix.
Number 2.
Phoenix
Okay,
number 1.
Yeah, but you don't want to play Golden State in the first round, and then the only team out west that has any type of real championship experience or pedigree is Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And then when them dudes get to decide that they want to turn on the gas, I mean, he can miss 100 to 150 straight shots. I'm still rocking with Steph at the last second at the end of a game because that dude that whole team is
because your water off.
That whole team is ridiculous. I mean, and for them as an organization to go through the slumps that they went through, be a lottery team, not get picked, have the injuries with Clay, and then to bounce back and be sitting at number 2 in the Western Conference and basically on the cusp of winning another championship. That's the type of management that you want. That's the type of front office you want. They could have gone after Russell Westbrook. They could have gone after all kinds of different players in the offseason, but they didn't. They were strategic. They brought people in that fit, the chemistry and the the DNA of that team. And so
dynamics,
I really picked them to win the title this year. Even over KD. Yeah, even over the Nets. I picked them to win it.
Hey, you heard it here first, Trey. Now, hey, make sure you mark that. Hey, timestamp that too. He got the Warriors winning the whole game.
He's swinging for the fences. He's swinging for the fences early. He's like, we're trying to get this game over.
Hard, bro. He's swinging hard, bro. He got the Warriors winning it all, man. So, I mean, it's not far fetched. I mean, Ron, I hear you saying four and done, but bro, that's woo. You trying to make a statement, bro? Like. Really 4 and done with the Lakers?
The Lakers and the Warriors are definitely going to be the Western Conference Championship this year. They will be meeting each other.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on, Ron. How you going to sit there and just have the audacity to leave Phoenix out the picture when they got the best record in the NBA? How you going to do that? Hilarious. That's very disrespectful, bro.
That's hilarious. But Trey, I'm positive you remember just a couple months ago in the NBA playoffs, LeBron and Anthony Davis was dogging the Phoenix Suns. It wasn't even close. They was about to go up 3-1.
But what happened, Ron? But didn't they lose?
Yeah, like the commercial said earlier, you show up and you play, and a win is a win. In Phoenix, they got their little parade, but it was fun while it lasted.
So man, I'm sure Devin Booker and CP3 would have a lot to say about that, bro. That's just blasphemy.
So Ron, I'll come to you on this. Of course, yesterday it was reported that Draymond secured the bag with Turner Sports as an active player, getting the opportunity to be on set during when he's not playing. And what do you say about that? Is it just an affinity to Draymond, who he is as a talent and personality, or is it? Do you think it goes a little bit deeper than that?
Just giving flowers to Draymond. It's crazy the things that he is doing outside of his NBA career. Mm-hmm. He is a mogul, and big shout out to him because he is showing all the youngins in the league how to set it up and get your eggs lined up. From all the different things that he's done. It's crazy to hear, but I wasn't even surprised.
That's what's up. That's facts, man.
So that's almost like similar. So I take it as similar. It was almost like the same thing what Commissioner Meyers doing. You know what I'm saying? He's still serving. You know what I'm saying? And putting on for the soldier athlete, not soldier athlete. I'm trying to use inclusive words. Let's say the armed force, yes, military or armed forces athlete. Yeah, the military athlete. You know what I'm saying? Doing that thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like you say, kudos to that, of course. So, yesterday they had the NBA had to make sure November Bravo Alpha All-Star starter
Lineups,
selections.
starters. Yep.
Uh, Commissioner Myers, does the NBA have a All-Star game or anything like that, or is it?
It's funny you say that. We're working on it.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That's what's up.
So we
That's
were
gonna be
trying
crazy.
we're trying to get together an all service tournament, like kind of like the all armed forces tournament, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, we have run into some things where some challenges where, you know, some of our coaches and maybe even some of our players may not be able to make it. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of news. We're working through those issues, you know, as we see fit. But we have recognized, you know, our top 4 coaches in the league, you know, from last year, and that would be Coach Paris Daniel from Luke Air Force Base. Obviously, he's the NBA champion currently right now. And then the runner-up coach was Coach Dave Anderson from the Marine Corps, from the Camp Pendleton team, and you got a chance to see him, Bishop, down in Fort Worth.
Right.
And then James Milt, who's a Navy guy, you know, used to play all Navy basketball, great ball player, and used to coach the San Diego team. And then finally the last one is the Army coach, and that's Coach Uriah Hunter, who's an up and coming
Fort Hood. I mean,
Fort Hood, and he is just an amazing talent, president of our coaches association, and one of the, you know, best coaches, you know, in the NBA right now as far as on the Army side. And so we've got our coaches that we selected for this tournament, but, you know, we're just, you know, with COVID and some of the logistical challenges we're having, you know, we may not be able to do it the way we want to. So we're going to have to try and recognize those guys in some sort of fashion, or have that event a little bit later down the road. But we're excited about that. And then, you know, what we all want is an all-star game, you know.
Absolutely.
And I personally want to have an East-West all-star game, where we pick 12 guys, the 12 best in the military who can make it to come and be part of this. And, you know, I had jerseys and stuff made, and I love it. And if we can do something to do in that regard, then we will. But we're the only.
How far are y'all from that, Commissioner? How far from that?
Months.
Okay.
Months. Yeah, it's not a matter of can we do it, because we've shown that even in COVID, outside of COVID, pre-COVID, before COVID, after COVID, whatever you want to call it, the NBA is keeping. We have exceeded the standard in military basketball. I don't know. Are you guys Army?
I am. Yes, I am.
We're Army.
Yeah. I was telling
Ron
King
is
Green,
Air Force.
So in the Army, we say you're a U, a P, or a T. You guys know. So the NBA is a T at military basketball tournament.
Okay, Roger.
Got you.
Okay, cool. What were you about to say, Bishop? Are you about to say?
No, I was just going to tell the Commissioner. Yeah, when we spoke with Kim, before and after that tournament, I was explaining to her, and being that Mr. Myers, that you're, you know, the Commissioner in your Army, you know, I'm sure you've done. I don't know how long you've been in, but if you've been in, how long?
22 years.
Okay, so you've been in, yeah. Okay, so with 22 years, I'm sure you've traveled over to Germany and other places and stuff like that. And I was just explaining how competitive and how packed the gyms used to be when I was stationed out in Germany, in Europe, for those tournaments, and it was just wall to wall fans, like it was standing room only. And I remember I remember being a part of that by just being a fan and just being like, wow, this is how they do it. And I was probably a young private at that time, or and when I seen that, and I was like, wow, this is how they do it. Like, you would never know that military basketball would be just as exciting as an NBA game. Like it was just that exciting. I mean, to have wall to wall where there's standing room only in a gymnasium, it was crazy.
And the guidons would be in the gym.
Yes, that too.
So, you know, the NBA, what we're trying to do, with myself, Jason, and Ace are trying to do, we're trying to bring that aura back to
Please do.
back to military basketball.
Please do.
But I went to Georgetown. I took Fort Hood to Georgetown, and when I got a chance to see, I spoke to John Thompson Jr. The first thing he asked me was, are you sending me some more? You gonna send me some players?
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I
wow.
looked, and I was like, and he was like, yeah. He said, I used to come down to Fort Hood in the 90s. I mean, we're talking back when Iverson used to play, pre-Iverson.
Right.
And Fort Hood was like a stomping there. NBA ball players used to get recruited.
Out of Fort Hood?
Out of Fort Hood. Yeah, Fort Hood was huge, man. And he like we talked for, I mean, he was just cool. We got a chance to talk a lot about the past and the way Army basketball, military basketball is going. He even said, tell Coach such and such to give me a call.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, it's getting there, and we want to bring it back to that point, but we need help, and we need the commands to be on board to help us do that.
That's the hardest part.
It's the hard part, but it's not. You can't be afraid to ask, first of all, and you can't be, just because, like, nobody owns military basketball. This is all volunteer, and that's something that I stood by for the longest time. And if anyone can play this game, anyone can coach it, and so we started a league. If you want to be a part of it, you can. But just because the base is not supporting you doesn't mean you can't be a part of what we're doing. It might cost a little bit for now, but we're trying to bring it back, man. We're trying to bring it back.
I would love to see it come back, man. I miss those days, man. Those were fun times, man, to go out there and watch them boys play basketball on them courts overseas, man. And when I heard about the tournament that was in Fort Worth, I was excited to go, man, because I knew I was like, I want to go back to what I used to see when I was in Europe, watching them guys play on that court and just being all that these guys are.
Well, you guys got to be mobile, right?
Right.
Because I want you guys to come to the finals in Denver.
Oh, you
man, bro.
Sir, you ain't. I was already.
Bro,
when you got ready to get off, I was already going to sit and bring
don't
that
even.
up. So,
you ain't even got to ask us twice, bro. You ain't even got to ask us twice.
I'll put the backdrop behind you guys, and I know you guys have a backdrop too.
Right.
And then you guys can just do your pregame, your postgame, your in game. I mean, I would love it. I love it. I want to see you guys do what you do. I love the setup, and I love what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Greatly appreciate it.
Be a part of that, man.
So, of course, leaving back up to the, like we was talking about the All-Star, y'all gentlemen, tell me what y'all think about this. Of course, the West, LeBron is going to be the captain. Most votes in the West. He's going to be coupled with, for starters, Steph, Ja Morant, LeBron James, the Joker, as well as Wiggins. So we're going to come back to that Wiggins. In the East, you got Trae Young, KD, Giannis, Embiid, and DeMar. Do you guys agree with this this lineup for starters? Let's just keep in mind the starters.
No, because there's no way the West don't have either CP3 on there or Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, yeah, that's a travesty. And then what's going on with Damian Lillard?
He's injured.
He's hurt, I think.
Yeah, he's injured. He's out.
He hurt.
So
yeah,
Ron,
you guys still put his name in there somewhere. I mean,
I think Ron, I fear that you should be the voice of reasoning, brother. So, what do you think, man? Was this a slight? Like, keep in mind, we're not saying that they're not going to get in. These are just starters. Do you think someone was snubbed as a starter in the West?
Absolutely, 1,000%. I don't even know how they let Andrew Wiggins sneak into the All-Star starting lineup. What is going on?
Say that part.
I'm trying to figure out where
when it comes to the guards, Ja Morant and Curry, of course, get their spots. CP3, I wouldn't give it to him over those two, but Devin Booker should have been in there easily for Andrew Wiggins.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out why is Luka not getting the love as a starter.
I don't get that. I don't understand why Luka. I don't understand that.
That's another one.
And then on the East, do you think Trae was deserving above Zach?
Absolutely not. But
that's a good one. I don't know. You say no, Ron?
Of course not. The Hawks have been
Trae Young has
struggling.
that. He's playing really great basketball.
He has. Trey's been balling out, bro.
He's been playing great ball.
He's pretty much carrying the Atlanta Hawks by himself.
Yeah,
he really is.
It's tough, but you know, you got only five people are going to be able to occupy the floor, and you know, so
you can have five
somebody's gotta go and step in that spot, and I think it's fan based, right? It's how many.
Yeah. No, they do it 3 different ways. That's why it's so complicated. They got the fan vote.
I just wish they would go back to the way the All-Star game used to be, man, where it was like East, West. You pick 12 people, and
not having coaches, not having a team, Giannis and LeBron be coach. No, stop all that.
See, that's that new generation stuff, man.
That's marketing at its finest.
I'm trying to see the old, you know, West, where, you know, you had Magic Johnson, you had Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. Shoot, man, you had a year where Jeff Hornacek made the All-Star team, man. I mean, you know, so you got to have. I would like to see it go back to, and those guys, everybody who was on that All-Star roster was deserving. They got
absolutely, without question.
They should have been there. Yeah. Now it's just like, well, if you get the most likes on Twitter or you get the most fan base, no, it's like that. It's basically a campaign,
right?
And then that's how you get stuff where Devin Booker gets left out, and that's not cool, man. I'm not all about a popularity contest. Let's put the right talent on the floor.
Without a doubt, I believe Devin Booker and Chris Paul are going to be CP3, in the game.
Come on, man. Yeah. CP3?
Yeah, I believe without a reasonable doubt that they're going to be all-stars, just not the starter. So, Commissioner Meyers, let me ask you this question before we move on into the NFL. It's a question in which I've posed to Bishop and Ron before. So, being a basketball connoisseur like yourself, I think that you're gonna get this. No pressure. So 3-point guard, sir. Who is the most skilled? I'm gonna give you 3 players. Who is the most skilled point guard? Rank them. The 3 players are all time. 3 players: Kyrie Irving, AI. And Magic Johnson. Who's the most skilled point guard?
Don't get this wrong, Commish.
Magic of course.
Oh, Commish, do not give that. Don't
I gave you the answer.
He understood the assignment.
How is this a debate though?
Commissioner, he said the most. He said the most.
Magic Johnson was LeBron James before LeBron James.
That's what I'm trying to tell you,
championships.
Commish, he said the most skilled player.
That's who it was. He was a 6'9" point guard. We're not talking about Ben Simmons type point guard. We're talking about a scoring, shooting, dishing point guard.
You know, Magic Johnson, his career free throw percentage is like 90%. People don't know this stuff. Like, he could shoot threes too. Magic could shoot threes. Like, he could shoot threes. He was good. I mean, at 6'9", 250, 270 pounds, he was like leading a fast break. Then think about this now. Think about this, because you want to question his winning talent. Kareem breaks his ankle. Magic plays center in the finals. He plays center in the finals.
No.
And beat the Sixers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this
for me, Commish, the thing that matter is this, and this is what I told Trey. I feel like you can't put Magic in the same sentence or conversation with Iverson and Kyrie because of the simple fact of his measurables. Like you said, he's 6'9", 250 plus, playing the point guard. That's really unheard of. But when it comes to position, I get he played point, but when it comes to skill based, you didn't see Magic kill nobody off the dribble. You didn't see that. You didn't see Magic cross nobody up off the dribble like that. That wasn't Magic.
He did. Time out. Hold on. Wait a minute. First of all, have any of you guys met Magic Johnson?
No.
I'm from California, sir, but no, I didn't have a chance.
So I got a chance to actually meet Magic Johnson. Like, I saw Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is massive. They say he's 6'9", but he might be 6'10". He is a massive dude. Like, he standing next to me, I look like one of his kids, right? So, but you got to think, like, back then he was like he wasn't overweight or anything.
Right.
He was, moving his body. When you talk about hitting stuff off the dribble, remember in the finals, off the dribble, he hits a sky hook over Kevin McHale.
I remember that.
Seal the deal. Like, that was off the dribble. Like, that wasn't, it was like he like went off the dribble and hit like, I know the game is different. And when you talk about skilled point guards, hell, man, I wouldn't put those guys over Isaiah Thomas. I'm sorry. So that's the wrong comparison. Magic is in a total different category. But
I agree. Totally agree.
And see, that was what his argument was that all three of them are different players at the end of the day. But I just think, like, from that's what we're talking about. Magic was a 6'9". He was like them players in one body, in a massive body at that.
But Magic, okay, I hear what you're saying. Magic was a huge point guard, but he didn't. When the question was as far as skill set, being able to handle the ball. Coming off,
he didn't have a handle. He didn't have a handle like AI and
I give him the court vision. I give him the court vision. I give him that.
Stats. Look at the stats.
That's the only thing.
Stats equal skill. How many times did Kyrie lead the NBA in assists? How many times did Allen Iverson lead the NBA in assists?
Okay,
and then think about it. There's only like Magic just got surpassed. Like, I think maybe 10 years ago, as far as all-time assist leader. I mean, like, there's a couple of people ahead of him as the NBA all-time assist leader. But, skill shows in the stat category.
Facts.
And if you have enough skills in your last game in the NBA Finals to have 20 assists, like, I don't think Kyrie's ever had 20 assists. 20 assists.
Not too
I wonder what has Kyrie got over double digits in assists in general? Not, saying no shade or anything like that.
No, that's not shade. That's just
it's just not his thing. It's not his bag.
And Iverson never was. Iverson may have been like a 7 assist guy, and that's a good year. That's a great year. But he's not doing the assist thing like Magic Johnson was, and that's skill. That means you're dribbling a basketball. You're finding people on a fast break, and it's coming out to like 11 assists a night. And you're averaging 17, 18, 19 points a game. That's skill. I mean, you can take it. He don't have a handle. That's just results, man. That's results. I think it's Magic. It's 9 o'clock. I'm saying it's Magic Johnson.
We got you. I feel you on that. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it was just one of the questions which came up. What's the most subjective one? Of course, we had a couple of other ones where we looked at built a. Matter of fact, I asked the question. It's the 75th anniversary, of course, of the NBA. I want 5 positions. I won't give you a couple of names and let me know who you're picking. First person point guard, Steph or Magic?
Ooh.
You picking Magic.
Yeah, right. I don't know why.
Come on.
I'm picking Steph Curry.
Ooh, okay.
And I can justify that because he's the greatest shooter we have ever seen. Ever.
That part. Okay.
All right. Two guard. Kobe Bryant. Oh no! Even against Jordan, sir. He already know what I was about to say.
Kobe Bryant is a better player than Michael Jordan.
Oh my God, Trey! What have you done? Who have you brought on this show, Trey? What have you done, sir?
I'm telling you. Wait.
My God,
he is a better. He was 1 ring short of surpassing Michael MJ. And if he gets that 6th ring, we're not even talking about that. We're saying Kobe's definitely better than Michael Jordan.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
He has
yeah.
put the student over the teacher.
Well,
What?
you can look.
What?
Yeah,
What has happened here? This is blasphemy. Oh my gosh. Trey, you know what? The 49ers may win after that comment right there because I cannot believe he just said Kobe over Michael Jordan. Oh my goodness.
Three and
You know who would like that, Trey? You know who would like that?
Freddie.
Oh my God.
Ask Phil Jackson.
Ooh. You know what? That makes sense. That is a
Ask
very
Phil
good
Jackson.
Coached both. He's coached both.
Can we break that down? Because I do like that statement. What part of the game on the post? I don't think Kobe was better on the post than MJ. I mean,
Yes, he was. Kobe had better.
He got that fade away from MJ.
He literally took it from MJ.
He took it to the next level. He took the fadeaway to the next level. Have you seen the degree of difficulty shots that Kobe has taken? I'm teaching a kid. I taught it's a kid that played for me in Colorado. I told Lionel Simpson, I told him, he's my shooting guard. I said, go watch tapes of Kobe Bryant. Don't watch Michael Jordan. Go watch Kobe Bryant's footwork. When you see a guy who has the presence of mind to know that his right ankle's hurt, he has the presence of mind to come down on his left leg so that he can stay healthy and stay in the game. Is the degree of difficulty shots is ridiculous. He was a better three-point shooter than MJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Period. He was a better shooter than MJ. Okay.
I'll give you shooting. He even took it to the extent to get better with his left hand too.
And
so
he could shoot with his left hand. But the separator from Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan is two things. Because Michael Jordan was he worked really hard on his game. Okay. But Kobe worked harder. You will not find a person who had the best work ethic in the game.
Right.
And Jordan, yes, I see the comment here. Jordan was an assassin, but so was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, you better watch that Phoenix Suns guy. I told Lionel Simpson, I told him, go watch Game 6, Western Conference Finals, Phoenix Suns.
I know what game you're talking about.
Lakers. Every time they tried to come back, Kobe was just like, I'm not losing tonight. It's not happening tonight. So I'm telling you, not tonight. So that's the type of player he was. And then let's just look at the overall scoring output. Kobe had like 10 games where he put like 50 on he could go for 50 for 2 or 3 weeks straight. Like that was just what he was capable of doing. It's just mentality. He was a killer. So I'm saying it because I'm a fan, but if you look at their skill set, yes, he took a lot of his moves, he took a lot of his stuff, but MJ didn't have the footwork like Kobe Bryant. He didn't. He just didn't.
3 and D. Kawhi, Leonard, or Scottie Pippen?
Scottie.
I think that was consensus. Defensive anchor. Kevin Garnett. What was the other one? Or what was it? Kevin Garnett or David Robinson?
As a defensive anchor?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take either one of them. I would
even the Admiral.
I would take Dennis Rodman or Dennis Rodman he could change the game. He could dominate the game. So if you want a defensive anchor, it's either Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green. I mean, Draymond Green right now, he is the Dennis Rodman
of today's game. He's the Dennis Rodman of today's
5, 5. That's a big deal. When you do 5, 5, and 5 and 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5, that's crazy. That's a lot.
Last one, big man. Wilt or Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaq, easy.
Yes, me too. See?
And they were both Lakers, but Shaq is easy. I mean, that Shaq, we will never see another Shaquille O'Neal.
So for me, I like his list. Of course, the only problem I had with his list, of course, is definitely Kobe versus Jordan. And the only reason I say that is because, for one, I'm taking nothing from Kobe. The Black Mamba, the Mamba mentality is a real thing. It is a real thing, just as Devin Booker. But when it comes down to it, the reason why I say Kobe don't fit that lineup is because who Kobe is. Kobe, I don't feel would fit with that lineup. in regards to I guess because again with Kobe, you being that he picked Shaq, now he got Shaq on the team again. That ain't
Team's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I got you 3. I know they got 3 championships. I get it.
3.
I get it.
3 of them.
I know. I get it. But I don't know. And then you got Steph on there too, along with him. I don't know.
No,
I feel like the better team would be
each
Michael.
Position
and
you command a double team. You have to double team Kobe Bryant. You have to.
You don't have to double team Mike.
You have to double team Mike, but who's he passing to?
Steph, wide open all day.
But is Mike passing the ball to Steph?
Yeah,
Kobe's going to make that pass. I don't know that Mike's going to make that
pass. I don't know.
7 years proves that he didn't make that pass
because he didn't have a Steph. He didn't have a Steph either.
He had a Kerr. He had a Kerr in the passing.
He had a Kerr. Are you really gonna compare Kerr to Steph? Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
So before you gotta think, remember before Steph became who he is, that was about as best you could get.
But we're going off of what we know what Steph is right now, though. Okay, we know what Steph is. True shooter. Like Ms. Meyers said, Steph is the best pure shooter to ever grace a court. Pure shooter. Anywhere, his range is anywhere on the court. Anywhere. Come on, bro. Like Mike would pass him the ball, bro.
In the arena, when you think about it.
Right when he walks in the gym,
I think you go right either way with Michael or Kobe. I pick Kobe because his work ethic is going to transcend and be infectious to the rest of the team. Mike got them vices, man. You know, Mike might go out there and be gambling one night, you know, and come back, be with the team late. I mean, you know, I'm just
Coach
saying.
Myers, ain't that the same with? Wouldn't that be the same if you would have got Dennis Rodman? Because you said you wouldn't have got you to take Dennis Rodman or Draymond. So it would have been the same with Dennis.
Dennis Rodman can do that and come back and get you 20 and 10. 20,
he's so good.
He's like, hey, and then be on the exercise bike, like, you know, after he's gotten 20 and 10, be on the exercise
bike. Facts. That man had mad energy, bro.
He could probably still do that now. I'm not saying Michael Jordan couldn't be on that team. I'm just saying, as a fan. I mean, who would I rather see? I mean, Mike was exciting. He was great for his time and his era. I loved it. I love the Bulls. But when I look at what Kobe did without Shaq in 2009, 2010, that was exciting, man. Like Kobe was, I mean, going to Boston down 2-1, and you got to win a game. And he goes into Boston and they get home court back in the final. Like Kobe was just different, man. He was just a different.
I totally agree with you. 100%. Kobe was his era. I will say that without question. Kobe was his era. I do feel like Kobe is better than in my defense of Mike. My list goes Mike, Kobe, and then I don't even know, to be honest with you, who's 3. A lot of people have, of course, put LeBron over Kobe. I personally don't see that. I don't see that. I'm sorry. That's just not me. I don't see LeBron being better than Kobe. Again, when it's all said and done, it's 2 different guys. LeBron 6'9" compared to Kobe 6'6", 6'7". Kobe would never be. He may play the 3 here and there, but not as much as LeBron. And LeBron, of course, has played the 4 as well as the 5, and he's played the 1.
Yeah,
I just can't put LeBron over Kobe. I just can't.
I wouldn't. As a Laker fan, I can never do that. And he's a Laker, but he's, you know, in my opinion, my greatest of all time is Kobe, Mike, and then Magic. You know.
Okay, that's fair.
Ron, you shaking your head. What's state your case, gangster?
I have a lot of thoughts, but I mean, it was just the 2-year anniversary of the Black Mamba. We're not going to do no Kobe Bryant slander. Right. Commissioner, I'm gonna let you slide for today. I love it. Yeah. Kobe Bryant's the greatest player.
I mean, Kobe had his weaknesses, and he had things in his game that weren't perfect. And in my opinion, I think he was a little selfish. Because, you know, there were things in his contract he probably could have opened up to get more players in there to get that 6th ring.
Facts.
You know, and so nobody sometimes. So that you got to look at the whole concept. I mean, Mike was getting $30 million a year. You know, he could have played another year after 1998, and we saw that in The Last Dance. So there's a lot of stuff out there that that you can point to as weaknesses. But if you just look at overall skill level, they're very unique. Their games were very alike. He patterned his game after Michael Jordan, but he did things in his game. He did things in his game to perfect what Michael Jordan left him. And I mean, you're talking about one-legged three-point shots or pump fake. Mike wasn't doing that, man. He wasn't doing that. He was not pump fake, turn and shoot off a different foot. I mean, he was not doing that. You can't show me any film where Michael was doing that on a consistent basis like Kobe Bryant was, like just killing people. It's I don't know. You're just not going to see that. I've looked at all the film. I'm a connoisseur. I respect y'all, but you're just not going to see Mike doing some of the things that Kobe did, and he out of footwork, just out of footwork. So
footwork alone.
Yeah.
Ron, who's your top three of all time?
Oof, I don't even know where to start.
Are they on the pictures behind you?
It looks like
definitely not. I'm gonna go Mike, LeBron, Kobe.
Ooh, so you got LeBron over Kobe?
Yeah,
Ooh, okay. I mean, gotta respect it. I mean, it is what it is. He's definitely in the top three. A lot of people see LeBron as a top three player. I get it. I don't know.
I'm a Michael Jordan hater. So I
honestly
love. Oh yeah. I'm rooting for LeBron James to take that one spot, but he still got some work to do. He got some chips to bring home still. He definitely.
Well, for me, it's the fact of the matter that LeBron, unlike Kobe and unlike Mike, had to go to all different teams to get his chips. He had to go to different teams to get his chips. He had to pair up with somebody to get his chips. That's why I cannot put him over. Definitely can't put LeBron over Mike, and definitely can't put him over Kobe. He had to go to other teams to get his chips.
It's true. It's undeniable. The whole super team thing.
Yep.
It wasn't it. But now here's the thing. In fairness, that was not. That's not new. You know that
it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
Because Barkley did it with Houston. Scottie Pippen did it. Went out to Houston, and then he went to Portland. Right. KG did it with the Lakers. I mean, with the Celtics. So you know that's but what LeBron did was he made a spectacle of it, and then, you know, the decision and all that stuff, and then he had fans burning his jersey. And so you got LeBron lovers and you got LeBron haters, right? Michael Jordan just said, I'm going to stay in Chicago. I'm going to be underpaid, but I'm going to win 6 rings. And Kobe was like, you know what? I bet you I can rent a ring without Shaq. Y'all keep saying I can't win one. I'm not going to just win one. I'm going to win 2, right? Kobe Bryant was almost a Phoenix Sun.
He was. People don't know that.
Yeah, people don't know that. He was almost a Phoenix Sun.
He was.
And the Buss family got him to come back and win, because if you look at Dr. Buss, what he said was, if I lose Shaq and Kobe, I'd sell the franchise. I mean, that's literally where his mind was at. He's on record as saying that. So, I'm a true Laker fan. I know all the stuff from behind the scenes. I love what the Lakers did. And they said, you know what? We're going to build around this guy and we're going to do that. Kobe did not go to a super team. I mean, you think about it. Kobe had Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, and they dominated the league, man.
They had a bomb squad. We're not going to act like their squad was not good.
They did not have a
Meta World Peace.
They did not. They had a young Trevor Ariza, right? They had Meta World Peace the second year. They did not have a bomb squad. They had Jordan Farmer. Where's he at now?
Lamar Odom simply being the sixth man on the squad was out of control.
Lamar Odom was good for 3 years
Into the Kardashian, yeah.
until the
Right, until the card
Kardashians.
say
Right?
that part. That part.
And so the bottom line is that the Lakers, it's about Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, LeBron's not doing that. The closest he came to doing that was when he had like Boobie Gibson and all them guys up in Cleveland. He was close. That was a good team, but they were a team of basically the same, and they just couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get past Orlando or Boston. But every other place, I mean, think about it. You got Chris Bosh and freaking Ray Allen. I mean, come on.
Let's not forget the Smush Parker years.
And the Smush Parker years, the Kwame Brown years, right? I mean, everybody played for the Lakers back then. It was,
and we know how they feel about Kwame Brown out there. And we know what the thoughts are about Kwame.
So, interestingly, so as y'all know, of course, yesterday was a plethora of different announcements yesterday in the NFL. You had Big Ben Roethlisberger finally announcing retirement. A lot of people gave him his flowers. We came across Matt Eberflus from the defensive coordinator from the Indianapolis Colts was selected as the Bears' new head coach. Nathaniel Hackett from the Green Bay Packers, their offensive coordinator, selected as the Broncos' head coach. You had the Ravens hire Mike McDonald from University of Michigan, defensive coordinator. Now he's going to be the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. And what's interesting to me, the Raiders have requested to interview with Mike McDaniels for their head coaching position. So out of all these positions, gentlemen, which one do you think is going to be the most impactful for the organization, for that organization? The Eberflus hiring for the Colts, Hackett for the Broncos, the Ravens receiving Mr. McDonald, or potentially the Raiders getting Mike McDaniels or Vic Fangio becoming the Jaguars head coach?
It's the Bears, and not for good reasons. I'm so disappointed in their selection. They should have brought somebody in there that was electric. Eric Bieniemy. I don't know why he does not have a job yet. NFL. I hate it. It's going to be the most impactful in the worst way.
Well, here's my question: are any of those guys, African American coaches, head coaches?
No, not a single one.
And so me being a person of color, the NFL's got a long ways to go to. They got to fix some things. They had some great games last weekend. Great games, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they're up there. In the NFL, they're really happy about the games last weekend. But we haven't forgotten what they did to Colin Kaepernick, and they continue this. It's hard when when our coach, our person that we look to is my man Mike Tomlin up in Pittsburgh, and he's and kudos to that organization because they stuck with him through thick and thin. But they can do better, man. I mean, there needs to African American head coaches. We're the reasons why some of these guys get to the next level. So I'm disappointed in all of them, because I believe that there's enough talent level out there to where the NFL needs to open its doors to to people of color. Not just African American, but you've got some Latino head coaches out there that are absolutely fantastic. And why are they not? I mean, the Bears coach, nobody's even heard of him. Like, it was just like, what happened? Who is this guy? They're like, everyone on social media is like, who is this guy?
I knew for sure. I thought for sure it was going to be Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm sorry, man. I keep listen. If it's one thing about me, I keep it very, very real. So if you follow me on social media, I post some things that I say what other people are thinking. And the bottom line is, NFL, we haven't forgotten what you did to Colin Kaepernick. We have not forgotten. Okay. Now, did Colin Kaepernick do some self-inflicted wounds?
Yeah.
Did he do some things that probably hurt
the last debacle when they got him
totally. But I don't care if you give this dude, he needs at some point just sign him and put him as a fourth string quarterback, right? But at the end of the day, you have to. We haven't forgotten, and you
You
keep
can't
on
ignore his right. You can't ignore You can't ignore Kaepernick's ability.
No, you can't. But at the same time, you can't keep making a statement that you're gonna, that an African American coach or a person of color in coaching can only go so far. We can be a defensive coordinator, but we can't be a head coach. We can be your offensive coordinator, but we can't be your head coach.
Right.
We can be your strengths and conditionings guy. We can be your director of such and such operations, but we can't be a head coach. I'm not with that. That's just
I'm
not.
totally agree with you.
You have to open the doors and break that glass ceiling.
I totally agree with you 100%. But
So
a lot of that too, Coach Ron, Trey, is the fact that we don't have no black owners. We don't have any black owners. I think that would be, if we had black owners behind some of these organizations, we would probably see a lot more black head coaches as well. Just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that for a real second. So
Mhm.
so ownership, like, so
Mhm.
do you think, or do you believe, or is it a fair assumption that if there is a owner of color that is an organization, which potentially there will be one, they are talking about one currently now, that would be the first African American owner. It's a billionaire, but the organizations. So of course we know organization. The NFL is a nonprofit that is that has a conglomerate of for-profit organizations, 32 in this case. So with that being said, the team. So are we saying that is it a fair assumption to say that presumably the teams are not hiring people of color to fill these positions because they are fully qualified and they're just not picking them, or or is it a thing in which we think that they're not being picked because they want to fill the positions with people that look like them, even
Well, let me
though
ask. Let me ask you this. This is the better question, Trey. What makes these African American people, any of them, not be qualified? Because we know there's plenty of coaches out there who never played the game of football but are coaches.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, what are the qualifications for you to be an owner?
Apparently,
I mean, so of course,
not much for the Chicago Bears.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that I specifically could think of off the top of my head outside of the money aspect that you should have that should qualify you for being an owner. Do you need to have owned something else to be considered an owner of a football franchise? Well, we know the money. Got that part, Erica. Got it. We know you got to have money to be an owner, but what other tangibles do you need in regards to
Let's just say what everybody's not gonna say, okay? Because I'll
That's
say
what
it.
I'm with you.
All right. So the
1000%.
bottom line is, you got to think about these teams, okay? These teams are owned by families that have been passing down their wealth generation to generation. Okay, so let's just. I'm not saying that I'm the most educated, but I am educated, and so
Black
when you
History
have
Month is next week.
so when you have
Get them.
wealth, no, but when you have generational wealth, you're going to
keep it in the family.
You're going to keep it in the family, and you're going to have it where people that look like you are able to. That's who you're going to employ. All right. And you're not going to employ anyone who's going to go off the reservation. So that's going to be with your coaches. Now, owner wise, right? That's an institution. So when a family decides that they want to sell the team, right? They're going to sell the team to people that look like them. All right. So you're going to have, you know how hard it was for Michael Jordan to buy to be the owner, principal owner. It was hard, and so.
But let me ask you this, Coach. Hold it right there, 1 second. Why is it so much easier to own a basketball team than it is a football team?
Because you got to think about which one's older. You got to think about which one. It's a control. In my opinion, it's a control thing, and it's just like, how many black baseball owners do you have?
Right.
Maybe one, right? because I think Magic owns a little bit of the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah,
He's
right. So,
part owner.
But basketball, baseballs are American tradition, and so
the oldest probably, right?
We've got to stop. This is what we have to do. We have to stop equating our time-honored traditions with white culture, and then at the same time, mixing it up and saying, hey, well, the white man is keeping us down, because I'm not about that either. I don't think that as well. I think we're getting so much better as a country, but in our heads and our thinking, we equate things with the past, and so we're just like, well, you know what, there's no way there can be a black quarterback that can lead a team to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And we saw that in 1987, where that was shattered.
Right.
And so we keep breaking these things, but shame on the NFL for not, encouraging owners to hire black coaches. I mean, or coaches of color, because the team, that's more representative of the team. And it's just it's really sad, but I think there's just a lot of ways we can go to make things more equal. That's all.
And like I said, my whole reason behind that about the ownership and stuff is, like I said, my biggest thing is I feel like once we get more black owners within the NFL organization, I feel like we will see more black coaches. That's just my take. But we'll see. Like he said, the thing is, like Ron stated and some other people stated in the comments, it's the good old boys. You know what I'm saying? And like Coach Meyers said as well, the commissioner, if you don't look like us, I don't think this is a good organization for you to be an owner of. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're gonna be politically correct and say why you don't fit as an owner, but we all know money talks. So I know at one point, P. Diddy Combs was trying to get Sean Puffy Combs was trying to become an owner of an NFL team. There's been people out there that has tried to come forth and be owners of a lot of teams. However, they've been shut down. For whatever reason. We haven't really got an explanation on why from anyone on why these certain people weren't allowed to be owners of these these NFL teams. But that's just my take on it, man. The more ownership we get with African Americans, the more African American coaches we'll receive.
So of course there are some African American, but there's no majority African American owners, because you have the Williams.
Oh, you talking about part owners?
Yeah. Serena and Venus, shout out Compton in the house, Hub City stand up. They're minority owners in the Miami Dolphins, and I think there's one or two other ones of which it is. But as we stated, there's no majority owners.
I think Nelly has a part ownership too. I want to say it may not be football. He might be part owner of something, a baseball team or something. But I know he's a part owner in something too.
If you can count them on one hand, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
So
when they're all celebrities, that's a problem.
That's a good point.
Like, wow, you got to transcend.
Right. It could always do like Green Bay. Green Bay is owned by the Packers are owned by an organization. They're owned by the city, I believe. So, but
I don't feel like we're ever going to see any of this.
Say that again.
I said I don't feel like we're ever going to see that change happen. If I feel like Commish, you could have mic dropped the show when you was giving the speech and tying it all together to the generations, and I think the only thing we could do to further that point is just to call it what it is, and they're modern day plantations. When Jerry Jones comes out and says you got to keep the prisoners in the asylum under control, you're calling the organization a prison. And if you just really break down that mindset and what it is, and they aren't built, it's been 400 years, and the change that we expected in this country, it still has never happened, and it's not going to happen. The solution is one day we're going to have to create our own leagues. Shout out to Ice Cube and doing things with like the big three. That's the start. That's the start. But the money is going to stay where the money is at. It's like what we're talking about. It's passed from family to family.
Well,
generation.
here's one thing I would say. I think it has been 400 years. We have come a very, very long way. Okay. I'm not going to, like my mother, to white, bathrooms, or I can't go to different places and get a coffee or whatever. But that's like a small gesture. We want to be treated as equal. We want these institutions that are that have been long since just discriminatory and racist. We want those to be opened up to us. And so an institution is football. Football is an institution. Okay.
Right.
The justice system, criminal justice system, that's an institution, right? So we want those things to change. And so we're going to probably have to do some things to change them. I think what Deion Sanders is doing
Absolutely.
by getting people to come to HBCUs, that's got a lot of these D1 coaches upset because they're losing these 5-star athletes to,
Deion Sanders.
yeah,
HBCUs.
and as they should, because you can't. It's what you said about it being a plantation. I would take it a step further. I would say it's basically a slaves trade.
Woo!
When you have a player come in and what is the draft? I mean, you think about what the draft is.
If y'all seen Black and White, Colin Kaepernick's Black and White,
it's a draft. But I've been saying that before that even came out. You're going to sit there and you get to pick, some guy and a player, an athlete, and you're looking at them it's not like that on TV when they get drafted.
No, they didn't made it look all pretty now.
Yeah, but the slave trade part happens when they go to the combine, right? And they got and their shirts are off, and they got to jump.
I mean, get your
measurable. Look at what kind of athlete they are, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't show and demonstrate the skills that they have, but at the same time, I mean, you're not a soldier. As a soldier, I understand. I am a product of the United States government. Right. I'm trying to kill. I'm trying to do all these different things. And, in a time of war, I'm like I'm a part of the system. Right. A person, an athlete, I mean, they're a human being, and we've gotten to the level where, we're not treating these guys like human beings. And then we get mad at them when they go out and do stupid stuff like what's my man's name from the Cowboys? Or when they go out and do crazy things that are off the reservation, we get upset with them, but we treat them like prisoners. So there's got to be a way to break through that. And, diversity inclusion is one way because, I think someone made a comment in here, the team should look like the coach should look like the team, so it's a lot. And sports exploits us as a people. Sports everybody's trying to get in the NFL, and it's a 1 in millions and millions of chance. Everybody's trying to get in the NBA. It's 1 in millions and millions of chance. But we're spending all of our money and all of our dollars trying to get there when we should be trying to figure out a way. Well, if your plan A don't work out, you go to your plan B, which is this right up here.
Absolutely. Knowledge. That's right. That I totally agree with everything in which Ron and Mike. I mean, you broke it down. Both of y'all broke it down. When you said a plantation, you said slave trading. Hey, yeah, it's crazy that y'all say that because a lot of people wouldn't look at it and look beyond that and see you, especially when you said, Coach Meyers, about the draft. If you really think about it, the history of slavery and stuff like that, it's the same concept. They just prettied it up a little bit for the most part, you know what I'm saying, in regards to, putting them on display, all of that, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different way of going about doing it. Now, of course, a lot of people would disagree because of the fact, oh, well, it's not just blacks out there. No, it's not. It's not just blacks out there, but if it was just blacks out there, then of course it would be more spotlight on it of it being more of a slave type of trade type of it. You have to allow everybody to participate so it could be disguised as not being what it really is. So I totally respect what both Ron and you, Commissioner Meyers, said about that.
The last thing I would say to this point, and I know you guys got to move on, but the thing is that you can't just pay a guy millions and millions of dollars and then be like, okay, piece of merchandise. No, man, they're a human being, man. If you pay somebody $10 million and they're gonna do a service for you, and they're gonna go out and perform and build your franchise, and your franchise is gonna make billions of dollars, that's one thing. But if they get hurt or they get injured and you treat them like merchandise and you put them on the shelf, or you trade them, or you cut them, or you release them, it just goes to show that you don't have any sense of the fact that these guys are human beings. I mean, these guys go out there and play injured. I mean, the whole Antonio Brown thing is indicative of exactly what we're talking about here. The man has made mistakes, man. He has made mistakes, but to burn his jersey and do all the different things that we've seen people do, or talk about Antonio Brown, it's not right. It's just not right. He's a human being.
And with that being said, Coach Meyers, I'm glad you brought up AB. I know we got to move on, Trey, and everything.
I'm sorry.
But my thing is, so how do you feel about it now? Being what you and Ron just spoke about the slave, trading, how it's the plantation, and then you have a coach in Arians say what he said to AB in regards to what y'all just spoke about. Now, can everybody kind of get a perspective on why AB did what he did and how he did it?
I'm not saying it's right at all. I mean, you still have
I'm not saying that
professionalism, but at the same time, people push you. You're going to keep pushing me and saying things to me to make me, push me to my breaking point. I'm a break, and when I break, don't be mad. I mean, you get what you get.
And when you go back to Bishop, what I was talking about the other day, when I said that Lieutenant, when I told you that Lieutenant did what they did, when I was on JBLM, and I was like, oh no, I was like, and I think that's what it was. It was that breaking point. I was like, I'm no longer taking this. Like, y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do to me. I don't care. But saying this has to give some credence and shows like, hey, this wasn't right in my opinion, or even if how you can make this be right, I don't understand. But people, of course, like everyone's saying, you come to a breaking point, and usually, like you say, Black Lives Matter, not that movement, but the whole situation, that was a breaking point, protesting in which people were saying all creeds and colors was everyone was at a breaking point. So saying definitely, you know what, Bishop, I think we're going it's Black History Month's coming up. Not saying that's the reason to do it, but we might have to have a show specifically based upon something in this content with a bunch of individuals on speaking to it.
African Americans,
African American sports. People of color, people of color,
people of color.
People of color. To speak to it, or maybe even just people to speak to it, because sometimes you have people that ride for you as well. That
it's cool. It's always cool to get people's perspective on how they feel about how people of color are in sports, whether it be baseball, whether it be basketball, football, or even not even that, the Olympics that are coming up, the Winter Olympics. How we as African Americans, a lot of us pretty much don't really pay attention to the Winter Olympics. Why is that? Because we don't have so many of our color in the Winter Olympics.
Bro, it's cold. It's cold. That's what.
If we're gonna talk about Black people, we people of the equator. That's what we naturally belong to. We don't even want nothing to do with that.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because but when it comes to the regular Olympics, so we finna watch that basketball, finna watch that track and field, we finna watch all of that. We finna watch it all.
Stand up, Jamaica bobsled team.
Yeah, man.
Do
y'all thing, Jamaica. I'm not mad at you. Do your thing, man. But I agree with you, Trey. Yeah, Black History Month, we definitely need something like that. Coach Meyers, Ron, of course, will be here. Definitely love to have y'all back on here. Coach Meyers back on here. Ron's already on here. We would love to have you speak more about that, especially for next month, because that is something that is a huge topic across the country, across the world, in regards to the ownership of colored, or not colored, I'm sorry, of people of color and stuff like that. Oh, my dad probably would kill me if he heard me say of color. Oh, my dad would probably kill me if he heard me say that, because we know that is not what represents us. But still, my apologies if I offended anyone with that. But yeah,
I don't know what you said. I didn't understand it. But I
said colored.
I said the color. Yeah,
that. Oh, yeah. No. Well, listen, there's so many different terms that
Right.
we've referred ourselves to, and everyone's trying to be politically correct. But the bottom line is that my skin is different than someone else's skin color, and at the end of the day, you know, you may not be trying to offend somebody. Sometimes we got to get out of our feelings too. I mean, you know, I say black, I say African American,
right,
and then it seems like I'm just talking about our people, and I'm really not. I really believe I'm saying, you know, look, you got some it's Hispanic people up in this joint, and they've been getting the raw end of the deal, and Native Americans have the raw end of the deal, and we just want everyone to be diverse and be inclusive and equal and
fair across the board.
You know, fair across the board, man. I mean, and I
across the board.
You know, I know you were talking about the NFL, so I just don't like.
Oh, you good.
I did a whole year of I did not watch the NFL until like really consistently until last Sunday when those games came on, because I'm really upset with what the NFL did.
The product they've been putting out.
Yeah.
And we don't blame you. We don't blame you, Coach. I mean, I get it. It's hard for me not to watch the football though, for real, because that's my
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. But I totally applaud you for that. I applaud you for that. For being able to do that, because you do. I mean, Kaepernick tried to do what he could, and you know, and bring awareness into another aspect of it, not necessarily sports, but just trying to bring awareness of things that are going on within our society. And of course, you see what happened with him. So it kind of tells you what that organization, the NFL, is about. When you see a man being pretty much blackballed from the entire organization, even though we know he was more than capable of still being somebody's quarterback in the NFL. So it speaks volumes.
Yes, he did. So of course of course, we have, you know, saying to speak to, of course, Color Kaepernick. I know that represents them 49ers, in which I wholeheartedly go hard for. We talk about exploitation. So we have a situation, right? Not exactly the same exploitation which we talking about, but a different type of exploitation. We have a situation where the defensive coordinator for the Rams, Raheem Moore, another African American coordinator, had a job actually was a head coach at one point. But Raheem Moore, he came on and he had a problem with the comment in which George Kittle made, saying that they put the Rams in the body bag. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, we did body him, but you know what I'm saying? So he had a problem. So this is bulletin board material. Do you think this bulletin board material in which their guy is going to be able to power the Rams past the 49ers? You don't have to give away your answer yet. Just keep that in mind. I don't want anyone showing their hand for the most part. Just keep that in mind. But what we will talk about is Debo went to bat for Jimmy G. As we know, Jimmy G is 33-14 in games, 5-1 in the playoffs. That one loss being the Super Bowl. Does Jimmy G deserve his respect?
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Bishop, you muted.
I know who he is. I know who he is, but I don't know who he is. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out this Sunday who he is.
Ron?
We know who the organization thinks he is. If you got this prize quarterback that's been dominating, getting you to Super Bowls, but we're picking a first-round draft quarterback and we're trading up.
That part.
To steal Trey Lance. I think the 49ers answered who Jimmy G is. So
tell him, Ron.
Those are straight. No, excuse me. Nostradamus' problems.
Tell him, Ron. Yeah, believe in Jimmy G, really? Man, I'd rather believe in Jimmy Dean. I'd rather believe in Jimmy Dean.
He just thinks he's.
I'd rather believe in Jimmy Dean the sausage. No,
hey, why you BSing with that? Hey, we look for them Jimmy Deans, especially on deployments. Like, hey, where the Jimmy Deans at?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. I'm just saying the breakfast sausage. But anyway, yeah, Jimmy G, man. No, man, no.
So they're just asking if he should have earned his respect. Now, when you look at the numbers, I can understand that. But I don't know.
In the last two games, what did he throw? One touchdown? One?
Here's what I would say. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make a statement here. Okay. All right.
We know how it is when Coach Myers make these statements, though. But here we go. Come on.
Everyone on the group at the edge of their seats.
Colin Kaepernick could come in right now, and you guys would potentially win the Super Bowl right now. As a matter of fact, with the teams that are left, you might be favored to win it.
That part.
So that's
I can see
that's
that.
what I'm saying about. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he's efficient. He's got what he's been getting it done, but he's not. He's lacking that oomph factor, that it factor to carry a team over the hump. And so he's not doing what Joe Burrows is doing, or
Matthew Stafford.
What we saw Matt Stafford do, or what we saw Patrick Mahomes do. I mean, they barely beat the Green Bay Packers 13-10. Think about it. They went 4 quarters and they got 13 points.
Yeah.
Against Aaron Rodgers in the cold, right? So the defense is what's basically saving them right now. And so
speak on it.
So if it were me, I would say he's good, but he's not of all the teams right now, he's the quarterback that I would say is the least.
Stop it, Erica. Stop it. Did you just say he could put the team on his back? I know you ain't talking about Jimmy.
I think she's talking about Colin, I mean.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hopefully that's what you're talking about. I hope you ain't talking about
NFL,
Jimmy.
like, ain't no way we letting the 21st century modern day Martin Luther King come in the NFL. I'm just thinking about it in the NFL offices if that topic is brought up. They laughing at each other just like that.
Oh, Ron is crazy. That was a good one, though, Ron. You right.
So we have as we say, we have the 4 teams left.
Mm-hmm.
Total 4 teams left.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the keys to success for each team? We have the 49ers, of course, which Mike just stated. Their defense, and saying facts is facts. Their defense has kept them into it. Their defense, special teams specifically, scored the touchdown, the only touchdown in which they scored to get them to this point. We have, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, who have been on the shoulders of
Patrick
Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes and that offense, a high power offense. I'm trying to bite my tongue. I so want to ask him that question, Bishop, but I already know what the answer would be.
What? No, ask him. Get it out of him. I want to hear.
Sir, who do you think is faster, Tyreek Hill or Jamar Chase?
How long did this?
I'm probably gonna say Tyreek Hill, man.
Thank you. Like, stop it, Trey. I don't know how you was going.
Tyreek Hill turned them afterburners on.
That part.
He turned them afterburners on Sunday, and I was just like, I mean,
it's wild.
Like, he pulled you. I mean, if you're a 49ers fan, how long you been a 49ers fan?
Since '86, so 35 years.
Okay, so you remember John Taylor, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he pulled a John Taylor, but John Taylor was known, him and Rice.
He's nowhere faster than
but John Taylor could take. He did 2 90-yard catches on a Monday night, and when guys like that, when they turn them afterburners on, man, it's just tough. I mean, I think he's faster. But
well, we know because he runs a 4.2 compared to Jamar's 4.4. But what I'm saying, that's
when you put pads on and stuff, it's different.
Exactly, that's what I tried to say.
Totally.
That's what my argument is. I believe that Jamar Chase is faster than the game speed with pads on, which I brought out. Like we said, I pulled out receipts, but.
Receipts was pulled out too for Tyreek Hill.
When I went and looked at Tyreek Hill's play, and we broke it down bit by bit, and it just wasn't. My case couldn't stand up anymore, so I rested at the end of the day.
Great decision.
But Trey, that's not the question I thought you was going to ask him.
Which one you thought I was going to ask?
Coach Myers, if you would please, sir, with the 4 teams that are still remaining.
Oh no, I was about to ask that.
He
basically said it.
In the playoffs, with the 4 teams and the quarterbacks that are behind each team,
He already said it.
would you rate those? Would you?
You're not going to make me relive this tragedy.
4-1 on who's the best that's still in the playoffs.
That's still in the playoffs.
By quarterback.
So on the NFC side, who's it's the Rams and the 49ers.
Garoppolo and Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm. But I want you to rate them 4-1 though.
So number one, the number one quarterback in the NFL that's left for this playoffs is Pat Mahomes. Okay. So
are we going to say number one player or number one roster?
Number one quarterback. Pat Mahomes is the number one quarterback.
Easy.
Out of the 4 teams. Very simple.
Okay.
Number 2, surprisingly, I'm going to say Matt Stafford is the number 2 quarterback.
It's Burrow. It's not close.
Okay. And then third, I'm going to say Joe Burrows.
Okay.
And the 4th one is going to be
Jimmy G, of course. We kind of knew what Jimmy was.
Sir, that's all that was. That's all he wanted to do was hear you say that.
We knew where Jimmy was.
It was nothing else in which he knew. In all 3,
you set that one up.
He set it up, sir.
We knew where Jimmy was.
He soft pitched it to you, and you knocked it off the park. That's exactly what just happened because he just set up. And you specifically just set up and said Jimmy G was the last one when we was just talking about, AP. And he wanted to bring it back. So he just wanted to maybe relive.
But here's what I would tell you. What you're going to see next week is, Joe Burrows. This is a big game. So he may get exposed next week. He might get exposed next week. I'm just saying.
I felt like he got exposed this week, Coach. He really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, they got the win, and most of it was because of defense. But Joe Burrow really didn't do a whole lot in that game.
No, he was sacked 9 times.
9 times. They should have lost. That was a record.
But now you're going to Arrowhead, and I used to live in Kansas,
right?
And that place is going to be on fire from the time they kick that ball off. And so think about it. You're a football player, you've been a football player all your life. You always dream of playing in the NFC champion or the AFC championship game, right? He's not Boomer Esiason, He's not some of these great quarterbacks.
Look at Ron. Look at Ron.
He's not Carson Palmer.
He's not Carson Palmer. I think he's going to get exposed next week. That's just me. And he's an LSU guy too. So
he is an LSU guy. He is.
I'm happy you acknowledge that. Because that man ain't lost a big game since he was at LSU.
He hasn't. That's true. And he still got that bad man as Jamar Chase. That tandem ain't no joke.
So what you're telling me is, as we come to that point in which everyone's been waiting on,
let's go.
Let's go.
Ron.
Of course, what we have been going. Of course, what we have in the last couple of days, in which, sir, we gonna go ahead and let you get a couple picks into. What we have basically had is between myself, Ron, and Bishop at the beginning of the playoffs. We decided to, see who can pick the best picks. I.e., hence the name Nostradamus. So, with that being said, the first iteration started off with Trey going 6-1 in the first part of the playoffs, Bishop going 4-2, and Ron with a still good but 3-3. Ron came back roaring the next week with a 3-1 selection as Trey and Bishop finished with a 2-2 selection. So now we come to this week in which we're going to be looking to see what happens. If you've been watching the show all week, y'all already know what I'm on. So, you already know, as long as I'm currently 7-3 while Bishop and Ron are 6-4. I'm picking what they picking. That's how you're saying.
Because you're picking first. You're picking first, guys. You're picking first. After Coach Myers, you're picking first.
Winner first place does go first.
That's right, baby.
Oh, here y'all go. Really?
Yeah, pick first, guy. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, Coach Myers, the two games we got, an NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game. AFC Kansas City versus Cincinnati, of course, we got, and then in the NFC we got the Rams versus the 49ers. We'll go with NFC first. Who do you have coming out on top on Sunday between the 49ers and the Rams? Matthew Stafford and
I'm
Jimmy.
gonna say the Rams.
Rams, he has said it. Rams it is. So, Mr. Trey, between the Rams and them 49ers, Garoppolo versus, of course, that man in Matthew Stafford, who do you have?
So I have thought about this long and hard. As we all know, it's hard to come up with 3 W's on the same team in the same season. The stakes is completely different. They had time to think about it. They've both been tested in a fire in one way or another. And saying the Rams are looking pretty good. So I'm a person in reality. And so
She
my
said, "Don't do
reality,
it." Hey, Erica said, "Don't do it. Don't do it."
my reality,
She said, hold on, look at Erica.
my
Erica
reality
said it.
is
Don't do it.
my reality is I'm staying with them San Francisco 49ers. We doing this. Let's go.
That's
We
right.
back in the building. Let's go. 49ers, baby.
All right, he's 49ers. Ron, who you got?
I can speak for all of Rams Nation.
Pretty self-explanatory.
We are terrified, and we should be. When the of course it's a home playoff game for us. It's in our stadium, and when your stadium is putting into new laws that are discounting 49ers fans from buying tickets.
Yeah.
So they don't overrun our stadium and make it a home game for the Niners, something is up. Y'all know what this game is. This is big brother and little brother. The 49ers are the big brother, and they whoop our tails every time we play. Yep. And now we find ourselves here where the little brother grew 4 or 5 inches over the summer and put on 40 pounds. We are better than the Niners at every position on the football field. Quarterback, wide receiver, line, everywhere.
Running back.
And yet the 49ers is going to come in here and rough us up. It's going to be a very close game. And I'm gonna take the Rams. But in my Vegas tinglings, I put it in 49er parlays, man.
I feel you on that, Ron. I feel you on that. Well, hey, I'm gonna be just like Ron. I do feel like the 49ers have owned the Rams. Like Ron said, he made a perfect analogy in regards to big brother, little brother. You know what I'm saying? But I will have to say that because of the fact that Trey over there thinks he's that man, and I do feel like
no straight dominance. Let's get it right.
Every position, the Rams has better athletes, and in every position, better players. I have to go with Matthew Stafford, and I am going to take the Rams to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Beat them like a old African drum.
One point I want to make.
I'm good.
And this is the only way that the 49ers have a shot.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here's a shot. If the Rams turn the ball over like they did last week and try to give the game away,
it's not even if, coach. It's when. It's going to happen.
Oh my God, Ron, don't jinx it, man.
What? It's what I've been watching. All our quarterback threw back pick sixes.
Yeah,
3 games in a row.
And then the guy fumbled the ball. All he had to do was hold on to the ball and get a first down, and they win the game. And they let Tom Brady come back and tie them. I mean, they got away with one big time because Tom Brady did everything he was supposed to do and almost pulled off another dramatic upset. Comeback. So I to be honest, that's the only shot they have if they get into this Atlanta Falcons type football where they just want to give the game away. That's how the 49ers can win. I mean, it's the playoffs, man, and everybody wants to go to the Super Bowl. So
absolutely,
you're gonna do everything. You saw what happened: 25 points in 13, almost 2 minutes in that game against KC versus Buffalo.
Yep,
and that was just sheer will.
Yep.
I mean, that was just will. So I don't know how you can't discount anyone, but on paper, you're absolutely right. I don't see Matt Stafford is a seasoned quarterback. There is no reason why they should not be going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So with that, we're gonna move on over to the AFC. Coach Myers, NBA commissioner. We have the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick the Great Mahomes versus the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Thorough Burrow heading out
Joe
to
Burrow.
Joe Thorough Burrow heading out to Kansas City to try and pull an upset. Coach, NBA commissioner, Mr. Myers, sir, who do you have, the Chiefs or the Bengals?
It's not going to happen. The Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. That's an easy one for me.
Ooh, he has said it. He has said it. Nostradamus. Who do you have between the Kansas City Chiefs and these Cincinnati Bengals?
So what we have here is a situation where the Bengals or the Chiefs both play before the 49ers.
Facts.
So with that being said, I'm willing to think that this one is going to be a selection in which everyone's going to have the same selection, in which that game is going to still keep me ahead. And then the 49ers are just going to sweeten the pot for me and be able to push me.
Let's hear it. Well,
And
okay.
be able to push me 2 games ahead, in which whether I get the Super Bowl right or wrong, I still come out on top. So with that being said, just like Major Mike Myers, NBA Commissioner, Military Basketball Association, stand up, I am rocking also with the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, there it is. Ron, you know what?
That's where you're wrong, sir. Because I'm here to do what no one wants to do. The Kansas City Chiefs should be terrified. I am rolling with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah,
playoffs.
Let's go. That's what
for
I'm
the
talking about.
first time in 22 years. Just a couple weeks ago, nobody had ever sent a text message about the Bengals winning a playoff game. They got it. We don't realize it that errors are being changed. Like
right, facts.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady not being a part of the playoffs right now is just a signifying thing to me that it's the new generation here, and that is the generation of Joe Thorough. He's arrived. He's the new bad man, and he just does not lose these big games. He's 8-0 now. So of course I'm gonna ride with him and give him a shot to upset the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Beautiful story.
Hey, there you have it right there. There you have it, man. Kansas City. I mean, Cincinnati versus Kansas City. They're going into Arrowhead Stadium. You have to. Joe Burrow versus
No, you're not doing it, Bishop. You're not doing it.
Versus Patrick the Great. I will say, man, that this is going to be a good game. This is probably the best game of the weekend. I will say that between these two teams, the tandem between Burrow and of course Chase, and then you got Tyreek Hill and Patrick the Great. It's just mixing in the backfield for the Bengals. This game, of course, could go either way. Again, for the Bengals to win this game, they're going to have to outscore Kansas City's offense, and that's a huge feat for Joe Burrow to be able to do. Because Patrick, we know he's hitting on all cylinders right now. They're on that ride right now on that roller coaster, and they're doing it. They've been there before. They tasted the blood. It sounds like they right where they need to be. But I'm gonna have to go with them Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm taking them Tigers, baby. I'm taking them Cincinnati Bengals Tigers, man. I gotta go with Joe Burrow. I need that. I need this going into that game, that late game. Let's go.
Make it easy for me.
Let's go. Won't be no ties. It will be.
Make it easy for me.
Let's go, Ron. We finna do this. We finna take down so-called Nostradamus.
I wish. I just you see Sarah.
Yeah.
So like I said, I wish I can have that Jordan meme for y'all on Monday morning when it comes.
The crying
Yes,
meme.
the Jordan crying meme for y'all Monday morning when it comes up to sit up and show y'all like, hey, I am who the name says I am, and you know what? I'm going to feel like, you know who I'm going to feel like come Monday morning?
Who?
I'm going to feel like Thanos, and I just snap my fingers.
Oh my God! Here he go with that nonsense, bro.
Matter of fact, I think I have a new name change come Monday morning when we when we come back on air Monday morning and we're able to see that Ron and Bishop have been dispatched, because those two wins are basically going to put me ahead of the game.
We shall see, sir.
Those
We
two
I
shall
think
wins.
definitely
everybody's
see,
gonna end
sir.
up going 1-1.
You think we're gonna go 1-1? Some 1-1.
Y'all can't go if y'all go one. Y'all can't if y'all for y'all is even.
No, either we gonna go 0-2 or 2-0.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, either we gonna go 0-2.
No,
or
Bishop, you picked the Rams, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd you
Yeah,
pick?
but
You picked the
he
Rams.
picked the
too, didn't you?
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and you
Yeah,
picked
so is it?
yeah.
So even, y'all even go 0-2 or 2-0? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a gutsy move. I got it. We do things. You'll say
That's right.
sometimes when it makes us do things in which we don't want to. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
go for it. So I agree. I completely understand it. You know what I'm saying? But when
I'm
you're
gonna be honest with
confident,
you. Can I be honest, Ron? The only game I'm truly worried about is the Kansas City Cincinnati game. I'm not worried about the
say that.
49er
That's
game.
what's up.
That game is
That's
really not.
what's
That
up.
game is really obsolete to me. It's irrelevant.
Oh,
And I'm not
okay.
even worried about the game.
Oh.
Matthew got that game in the bag already.
Would
They're already
you
packing.
look at here?
Matthew has already packed his bags for the Super Bowl. He's
He don't
already
have
got
to.
his
He
bag
home.
packed.
It's in that stadium.
Oh, that's right. They are playing it. That's right. They playing the Rams.
He's unpacking the bags. He's
in other words,
unpacking so that way we have somewhere. So Jimmy G has
apologies.
somewhere to put his stuff.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the Super Bowl is in
LA?
LA.
In LA.
The Rams Stadium.
It's our year.
No team has ever played. I think it's you guys. It's like only a few teams that have actually played in their home stadium for the Super Bowl.
Tampa Bay did it last year.
Yeah,
the
Super Bowl
very few teams have done that. But here's what I will tell you: we could have a rematch of the
2019 Super Bowl
with the 19
Niners Bengals.
Niners Bengals. That's the one I was looking at. The 80 is it 87 or 88?
The last one was 87 or 86 was the last time they played against each other.
That was John Madden's first Super Bowl.
That was Icky Woods and Boomer Esiason and those guys.
Yep.
So knowing the history, it could repeat itself. But on paper and the way things are, I just don't see. I don't see the Bengals beating Kansas City. There's just too many weapons on the other side of the ball. But yeah,
like I said, my only game
I didn't know it was in their home stadium.
Yeah, the Rams are playing at home. Yes, San Francisco has to go on the road again to play the Rams, and that's why they won't win twice. They will not
win.
There will be so many 49er fans in LA. Listen,
I know.
For the Cowboys game,
they tried to stop him from selling the tickets.
Bishop, you were in Dallas, right? The plane ride that I had back was full of 49er fans.
What?
The entire plane, the plane ride back was full of 49er fans to Denver.
Wow.
Full of 49er fans. I'm telling you right now.
They travel. We travel. They travel hard.
They travel. They are committed. So they will be there. It'll be a mixed crowd.
Them faithfuls.
They don't worry about it. They're gonna be walking slow and slinging low. They're gonna be walking slow and slinging low because they going home. They going home. They just got a short drive. Don't worry, they short drive. They ain't got to worry about plane tickets or nothing like that.
But I can I say something before I get out of here?
Yeah, I was just about to actually give you the floor, sir.
Yes. No, this is an amazing show. You guys, all three of you all are very knowledgeable on sports, football and basketball, even baseball. And I just want to thank you guys for giving me the platform. I hope you give more of our coaches the platform to come on and talk to you guys about sports. I got carried away. I was supposed to get off an hour ago, and so I got to get back to Army business and basketball stuff. But you guys are amazing. I hope you're a crew that comes to the finals this year, and I think you're going to bring more excitement, and I think the build up to all of our tournaments. I'm gonna send you some stuff to make sure that you guys have more material to talk about. You guys are not short of material. You guys, yeah, I mean, y'all could talk sports all day. I could too, and I really wish I could stay here all day and talk to you guys. But I just want to thank you for giving the NBA a platform and let me come on and talk a little bit about it.
Real quick before you go, sir, if you can, what does the NBA have that in the next couple of well, I know y'all season ends in what, April?
No. Our season goes all the way. Our season goes all the way till July 17th, 14th.
Okay, so what's the latest and greatest for the organization, the NBA as a whole?
The latest and greatest, I'm sure. I don't know if Ace is watching. He just sent me. I've got to do some updates to a flyer. But the next tournament is going to be in Columbus, Georgia, and President's Day weekend. It's going to be the Columbus Military Classic. That will be the new flagship tournament that we do for President's Day weekend. And then right after that, we've got something that we're trying to get together in March. And then we go into the NBA playoffs. The 2022 NBA playoffs start in April with our conference tournament. So, I would love to come on here or have our coaches come on here and just, Jason would be great to come on here and break down all the conferences across the board. And then after April, the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals happens on Memorial Day weekend. And then after May, after that Memorial Day weekend, we go. There's about a 30-day, 45-day break, so the teams can kind of recuperate, and then obviously there's COVID mitigations in there as well. Mm-hmm. And they come to Denver, July 14th through the 17th to play the big dance, and so we're really excited about it, and it's a blast. And then once that's over, we bring all the coaches together in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Thunder. A lot of times we're at their facility, and we talk about the last season and what we're going to do for the next season, and all this stuff. I'll send it to you so you guys can see.
Sir. Yes,
so
sir.
It's pretty awesome.
Also, of course, yes, I'm very sure we'll have no problem in doing what we can to continue to give a platform and get that word out and push the lines on that. From many different aspects, military. Of course, me and myself and Bishop are a part of a military Greek letter organization, so that gives us to do volunteer work and get stuff done. Me being the sports and working sports across from the armed forces aspect. Standpoint, this media and me personally in general, as well as Bishop and Ron. So I'm very sure we got the information. If it can happen, sir, we'll make it happen without a doubt.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys for bringing me on.
Yes, sir.
Man, we enjoyed having you, sir. It was a pleasure, and we would love to have you back on again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, sir.
All right, much love.
All right, have a good one,
sir. Go Chiefs.
All right, have a good one.
So, yes, gentlemen, there we have it. You know what I'm saying? With that opportunity, bold moves, bold move. I ain't mad at y'all. If I was in the same position, I probably would do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We'll see how it end up turning out. Of course, as we know, we still have 4 people still left in the last fan standing. That being Kansas City Chiefs, represented by Dante Davis, little bruh.
Stand up.
Cincinnati Bengals, Key Williams, stand up, Key. Got the Bengals. From what Coach was saying, y'all might have an opportunity to be there. Los Angeles Rams, absolute. What's going on, EBLB?
Stand up.
And then lastly, of course, Jerome Haywood with them 49ers, bro. Hey,
sorry, you're not gonna make it.
That's where you're going, Jerome.
Sorry, you're not gonna make it.
That's where it's at. You're gonna get it, man. It looks
Jerome,
like you.
Sorry, you're not gonna make it, bro.
I might as well go ahead and get your and get your information so we can just go ahead and
don't worry about it. Next time, better luck next time, Jerome. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. You won't make it,
fellas. I think I got a last. I think the Rams homie got changed. That wasn't the same person that we've been rocking with through the playoffs. But I think I got a last minute adjustment.
Oh Lord! Oh, here we go. Oh, here we
Some
go.
ain't been sitting right with me.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm regretting the decision.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, Ron, give it to us. What is it? What is it?
I feel like if I had a mirror in front of me right now, it'd be looking at me and be like, "What kind of drugs are you on to pick against that bad man, Patrick Mahomes?"
What?
Yes, let's go all the way. You said it, Sarah.
No,
Let's
Sarah. I'm
get
sorry,
it.
Sarah. I'm sorry.
Now the
Jimmy
49ers is going home. They're gonna be packing some bags. So
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
we gonna-
switching,
we gonna
Ron?
help
So you
we
switching,
gonna help
Ron? Is what you're doing? You switching?
I don't know. I don't know if it's allowed once we make our picks.
No, go ahead. Feel free. Because we packing bags.
What?
We
Ron
have,
is gonna go on the other side of the boat, man. What?
When you know, man. You might as well come on over too. You ain't
I'm
got
not coming over.
You ain't got to be
Nope.
in that boat alone.
Nope,
You ain't gotta
I'm
be
not
in that
coming
boat
over.
alone.
I'm staying right where I'm at.
It's
I'm
too
not
busy
going.
to come out.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? That's
I'm
all.
not.
Kumbaya.
Hey,
Let's go.
hey,
Come on, let's go.
y'all see the movie Titanic? Y'all remember them dudes that were playing the joints, and they was about to unplug and go and the old boy started playing by himself, and they was like, if the boat going down, I'm going down with the boat. I'm going down with the boat. I'm staying with Cincinnati. Baby. I'm going with the boat. I'm staying with Cincinnati. I'm going with Joe Thoroughborough, baby. But Ron, it sounds like you have different feelings, sir.
I'm just thinking about it. The whole game just been playing in my head.
Ron had the whole game come through. He said if he had a mirror, the mirror would be like, what in the hell was you think?
Joe Burrow played phenomenal. Chiefs done put up 35-32, but 2 minutes left. That ball's going to get a chance to be in Mahomes' hand, and we saw what he did in 13 seconds.
We did. We did. But this is the thing, Ron, and I'm not trying to persuade you to stay either way, but this is the thing, Ron. The same outcome could happen. However, the fact of the matter
I see
is,
Bishop on your left shoulder. I'm on your right shoulder.
hey, yeah, talking to you. However, the outcome is going to be totally different. I totally agree. It's probably going to be the same scenario, but I think the outcome is going to be different.
See, I was on what y'all was on with the Bengals at one point. Then I thought to myself, I was like, man, Joe Mixon. I was like, Jamar Chase, Higgins. Like, man, I was like, but then I thought to myself, they're not playing against Tennessee's defense. Like, it's an unorthodox defense. Although Honey Badger,
Tennessee's defense is better than Kansas City.
True. That's what I'm saying. But what we do know is that that's why I said that Kansas City's defense is unorthodox, and you don't know who you're getting. But I think you're gonna get the defense when Jones is coming around the corner. You got Swanson. I think Swanson is going to be a problem. Like, so it's just one of those things. Is I honestly think that I don't like this and that. I don't care, but I can feel Burrow. And I was thinking about it. I just don't know, man. I just don't see it. Like them 9 sacks, a couple of sacks is going to be a damning situation for him, and which is going to put him. And it's not going to be no getting up off the mat this time around. I think as much as I don't want it to happen, I think Kansas City is going to get this W. I think what the L they should have got, that was last week. And they expelled, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're re-energized, they're ready to go, and it's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be a thrashing, but I think it's gonna be a pretty nice game, but Kansas City comes out on top.
Okay.
Yes.
Ron, you still quiet, bro. What you doing, man? What is it gonna be, man? You sticking with the Bengals or you going over there? I'm
just sitting here in awe. I'm sitting here thinking about Patrick Mahomes and how incredible he is. And y'all brought up the game last week and how him taking down Josh Allen was just like taking a massive Excalibur through Goliath or something. Like Josh Allen been clicking. Like This man scored on every possession of the playoffs so far, put up over 40 points, and still came the Chiefs. And they're saying that's the greatest playoff football game of all time. Like,
that is, yeah, they are saying that.
It's pretty good.
I think the Bengals making it to the AFC Championship is more than enough for their season. But if the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl, it'll just be like, what happened? It's the right story.
Okay. So you
I'm happy about my decision.
What you saying?
I said I'm happy about my decision. I expect to be in first place next week.
Well, we both gonna be in first place then. We both gonna be in first place then, because we got the same picks, and me and you are tied. So that will put Trey at number 3.
Yeah, it'll make me 7-5 and make y'all 8-4.
Yeah, that put. Yep.
And then I won't have any choice but to go and get y'all for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is gonna come down to Rams Chiefs.
Yeah, Rams Chiefs. Yep, Rams Chiefs.
I hope it does come down to Rams Chiefs.
No, so you think you can come back on top? Not gonna happen. Whatever you pick, I'm picking.
If it comes down, because if it comes down to Rams Chiefs, that means I got one right and y'all got one wrong. So that still puts me ahead.
Oh, Rams Chiefs. Oh yeah, if it comes Rams Chiefs, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Rams
Chiefs.
I say Rams.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be Rams, but Rams Bengals. Rams Bengals. You're right.
No, he was right. He said it's gonna come down to the Chiefs.
No, Rams Bengals. Rams Bengals.
Yes. So we gonna see. You know what I'm saying? The last fast standing gets to see as we keep on. Like, yeah, let's go. I'm feeling it, man. I'm more pumped than I was earlier.
Yeah, Sunday can't come fast enough.
Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, as you get to see the Chiefs against the Bengals. 5:30, 17:30, however you want to say it, Central Standard Time, you get to see the 49ers and the Rams. It's going to be a magnificent Sunday.
Barn burners.
Yes, as we get to see those. So, of course, you know what I'm saying, be sure to tune in come Monday morning as y'all get to see them Jordan faces on Ron and Bishop. And you know what? I won't keep the same face. You will see the new name that Trey has in store. It's going to be great. We'll go over it.
It's going to be defeated.
Y'all just wait and see.
Defeated Trey.
Y'all just wait and see. Bishop, Ron, any parting words, my friends?
Nah, man. Other than, thank y'all again for tuning in, man. It's Friday. It's the weekend. We appreciate y'all tuning in to First Formation, man. I was a bit late again. I know I got to see the first round and saw Major again because I was a little late for formation. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, thanks for each and every one of y'all. Sarah, AP, Zach, Freddie, LeStanton, all of y'all, man. We thank y'all so much. Erica, Jackie. We couldn't do this show without y'all, man. We greatly appreciate that that y'all tune in to us every day, Monday through Friday, 0900 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. For you civilians, of course, that's 9 o'clock to 11 a.m. So with that, man, y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe. Enjoy these games this weekend. Be sure to get next to a TV screen so you can enjoy these great games that's going to take place. And watch myself and Ron take over the leaderboard when it comes to picks come Monday, because it's going to happen. You heard it here first. Y'all have a good one, man.